Hello, I am Dr. Linda Parker. When was the last time you looked in the mirror and truly recognized the person staring back at you? Not just the face, but the energy, the strength, the fire you once carried. So many men today wake up feeling drained, unfocused, numb to their own potential, quietly wondering, what happened to me? But listen to me carefully, nothing is lost. Your body is not broken. Your masculinity is not fading. Your hormones are not your enemy. Deep inside you, there is a blueprint for power, resilience, and vitality, and you can switch it back on naturally if you commit to these 5 life-changing habits. Because testosterone is not just a hormone, it's the spark that fuels your confidence, your motivation, your drive, and your sense of who you are. And you deserve to feel alive again. Start by respecting your sleep. Your body restores testosterone when you rest like a warrior, not when you collapse like a machine. Move with intention, your muscles are begging to be awakened. Fuel your cells with whole, powerful foods. Eliminate stress that slowly poisons your strength. And finally, reclaim your purpose, because a man with purpose is a man whose hormones obey him. YBR, our comeback begins today. Your body is capable of naturally restoring testosterone when you support it with the right daily habits. And this truth is more powerful than most men realize. Every day, millions wake up feeling exhausted, unmotivated, and disconnected from their own strength, believing their body has simply given up on them. But the human body is extraordinary. It listens, it adapts, it responds. It is constantly trying to bring you back into balance, back into power, back into the state where you feel alive, confident, and in control. And when you give it the right signals through consistent habits, your body begins to rebuild the hormonal foundation that defines your drive, your energy, your fire. Testosterone is not created by chance. It is created through patterns, tiny daily actions that signal your body to produce greatness instead of weakness. One of the most transformative habits is sleep. Something so simple yet so underestimated. When you sleep deeply, your hormones repair, your stress levels fall, your brain resets, and your testosterone surges naturally. But in a world full of noise, screens, late-night worries, and endless responsibilities, rest has become so beyond me thing we fight for instead of something we protect. When you take control of your nights by sleeping enough, sleeping early, and sleeping with intention, you give your body permission to rebuild your masculinity from the inside out. Movement is another powerful signal, not chaotic, inconsistent bursts of activity, but purposeful movement, lifting, stretching, walking, breathing deeply. Your muscles are incredible machines designed to demand testosterone when they are challenged. When you strengthen them, your brain interprets it as a message: this man needs to be powerful. And in response, T increases hormonal production to meet that demand. Even small steps, 15 minutes of walking, light resistance training, tightening your core, focusing on posture, can shift your hormonal environment. The body doesn't need perfection, it needs activation. Muscles that are used become engines of testosterone. Muscles that are ignored become reminders of decline. You get to choose which path you feed. Then there's nutrition, the fuel that either builds you or drains you. Your body cannot create hormones out of thin air, it needs the right nutrients to craft them. Healthy fats like avocados, eggs, nuts, and olive oil give your body the raw materials to synthesize testosterone. Zinc-rich foods like pumpkin seeds and seafood support hormonal regulation. Magnesium restores balance. Proteins repair tissue. Whole foods nourish at a cellular level. But processed foods, sugary snacks, and artificial ingredients silently sabotage your hormones, inflaming your system and lowering your testosterone day by day. The moment you start feeding your body with purpose instead of convenience, your hormonal power begins to shift. Because food is not just fuel-it-s instruction. It tells your body how to function. Stress, on the other hand, is one of the greatest enemies of testosterone. When you live in a constant state of worry, pressure, fear, or emotional heaviness, your body prioritizes survival over strength. It increases cortisol, a stress hormone that directly lowers testosterone. That's why so many men today feel depleted. It's not just age, it's emotional overload. Supporting your testosterone means lowering stress through breathing, grounding, slowing your mind, learning when to say no, giving yourself breaks, spending time in sunlight, connecting with people who calm you, not drain you. Stress does not disappear on its own. You must actively learn to tame it, or it will continue to rob you of your energy, your focus, and your masculine drive. But perhaps the most overlooked habit is purpose. A man without purpose becomes a man without internal fire. And when the fire dims, so does testosterone. When you wake up knowing who you are, what you want, and what you're working toward, your energy rises, your motivation increases, and your hormones respond to that internal command. Purpose is fuel. It changes your posture, your tone, your decisions, your strength. Even a small purpose, a goal, a mission, a dream, a commitment can reignite your system. When you live with intention, your body creates the chemistry to help you achieve it. Your body is not against you. It is not aging in a way that is permanent or hopeless. It is waiting for you to take responsibility, to give it what it needs, to support it with daily habits that speak the language of strength. The truth is, you do not need extreme solutions, expensive supplements, or complicated routines to restore your testosterone. You need consistency. You need alignment. You need to choose every day to live in a way that honors your health instead of sacrificing it. Because every habit you practice, good or bad, tells your body what kind of man you are becoming. And here is the most empowering part. Change begins the moment you decide it does. When you start sleeping better, your hormones react. When you move your BBRODY, your testosterone rises. When you eat with intention, your cells heal. When you calm your stress, your strength returns. When you rediscover your purpose, your fire reignites. Your body is capable of incredible transformation when you treat it with discipline, respect, and care. You are not Ken. You are not too old. You are not declining. You are simply waiting to be activated. Give your body the habits it needs, and it will give you back the man you were meant to be. Sleep, movement, nutrition, stress control, and purpose are the 5 foundational pillars of hormonal strength, and Togber Ether, they form the blueprint of a man's physical, emotional, and mental power. When these 5 pillars are aligned, your testosterone rises naturally, your energy stabilizes, your confidence returns, and your entire life begins to shift in a direction of strength. But when even one of these pillars weakens, the entire structure of your hormonal health becomes unstable. Most men don't realize how deeply connected these pillars are to their biology. They believe testosterone is something that just drops with age, something they are powerless to influence. But the truth is far more empowering. Our daily choices determine your hormonal future far more than your age ever will. Sleep is the first and most critical pillar because testosterone is primarily produced during your deepest stages of rest. When you sleep poorly, sleep late, or sleep inconsistently, your body loses the most valuable WBR it has to repair your cells, restore your hormonal balance, and recharge your energy. Deep sleep is like a hidden workshop inside your body where testosterone is crafted silently, powerfully, and efficiently. Without it, you wake up tired, heavy, and disconnected from your inner drive. But you protect your nights by respecting your bedtime, shutting down screens, creating darkness, and letting your mind relax. You give your body the chance to rebuild your strength from within. Sleep is not a luxury, it is a biological requirement for masculinity. Movement is the second pillar, and it sends one of the clearest signals your body can receive. Stay strong. Your muscles are active hormonal organs, and when you challenge them through resistance training, walking, stretching, or even simple daily activity, they demand testosterone. They push your body to produce more strength, more EBR endurance, more vitality. A body that moves is a body that stays young. A body that sits still for too long becomes a body that weakens. But movement does not need to be extreme. You don't need hours at the gym or heavy lifting to stimulate testosterone. What you need is consistency, small, intentional movement every day. When you keep your muscles alive, your hormones follow. Nutrition forms the third foundational pillar. The foods you choose are not just calories, they are hormonal messages. Your body needs specific nutrients, healthy fats, minerals, proteins, and antioxidants to create testosterone. Without these building blocks, your hormonal system becomes starved, inflamed, and imbalanced. Healthy fats such as nuts, avocados, eggs, and olive oil give your body the raw material to create hormones. Minerals like zinc and magnesium regulate testosterone production and keep your nervous system calm. Protein rebuilds your tissues, and whole foods reduce inflammation, which is one of the biggest hidden destroyers of hormonal strength. On the other hand, processed foods, sugars, artificial ingredients, and deep-fried meals weaken your hormonal foundation slowly but steadily. Every bite you take either builds your testosterone or breaks it down. Choosing the right foods is choosing the future of your health. The fourth pillar, stress control, plays a far bigger role in hormonal health than most men want to admit. When your mind is overwhelmed, when you bear emotional burdens alone, when you carry pressure day after day without release, your body produces cortisol, the stress hormone that directly shuts down testosterone. This is why stress can make even the strongest man feel powerless, tired, irritable, or disconnected. The body cannot produce survival hormones and strength hormones at the same time. You must create space to breathe, slow your thoughts, detach from unnecessary pressure, and allow your mind to recover. Deep breathing, sunlight, nature, meaningful conversation, journaling, prayer, or quiet moments of reflection all help lower cortisol. The goal is not to escape stress completely. That is impossible. The goal is to build internal capacity so stress does not own you. A calm mind allows testosterone to rise. And finally, purpose, the pillar most men overlook. Purpose is the fire that drives a man forward. It is the reason you wake up, the reason you fight bar, the reason you push yourself to grow. Without purpose, your energy fades, your motivation disappears, and your hormones reflect that collapse. But when a man lives with intention, when he knows what he wants, what he values, what he stands for, his entire biological system shifts into alignment. Pose changes posture, breath, habit, focus, and discipline. Even a small purpose, something meaningful and personal, can reignite a man's internal strength. A man with purpose has direction. A man with direction has momentum. And momentum creates hormonal power. These 5 pillars, sleep, movement, nutrition, stress control, and purpose, are not just health recommendations. They are the foundation of your masculinity, your energy, and your identity. When they are balanced, your body thrives. When they are neglected, your body struggles. But the beauty is this: you can rebuild. These pillars at Ambry moment. You can choose, starting today, to protect your sleep, move with intention, eat for strength, calm your stress, and live with purpose. Your hormones respond to your habits, your health responds to your commitment, and your life responds to your discipline. The power is already inside you. You just have to activate it. Consistency in these habits can reignite your confidence, energy, drive, and emotional power, because the body is designed to respond not to occasional effort, but to repeated signals. Every cell in your system operates on patterns, rhythms, and routines. When you show up for yourself every day through better sleep, mindful movement, balanced nutrition, stress management, and a sense of purpose, you send a powerful message to your biology. This man is rebuilding. This man is rising. This man is choosing strength. And when the body receives that message consistently, it begins to transform from the inside out. Most men underestimate the quiet power of consistency. They look for quick fixes, shortcuts, sudden breakthroughs, and dramatic changes. But the truth is that transformation happens slowly, steadily, through small actions done repeatedly until they become a lifestyle. And this lifestyle becomes the foundation of your hormonal balance, your emotional stability, and your mental resilience. Consistency is the bridge between who you are and who you want to become. When you commit every day to nurturing your body and mind, something extraordinary happens. Your confidence begins to rise. Confidence doesn't come from achievements, muscles, or success alone. It comes from trust. Trust in yourself, Trust in your habits. Trust in your discipline. When you wake up knowing that you are showing up for your health, you walk differently. You speak with more conviction. You make decisions with clarity instead of hesitation. Your self-respect rises, because deep down you know you are becoming a man who honors his own potential. Consistency builds this trust the way bricks build a foundation one layer at a time, until it becomes unshakable. Energy is a knotber. Her gift of consistency. The human body loves routine. It thrives on predictability. When you sleep at the same time, fuel your body properly, and move regularly, your internal systems align. Your hormones stabilize, your metabolism becomes efficient, your digestion improves, and your brain chemistry Y balances itself. This harmony creates a level of energy that caffeine can imitate and shortcuts can replace. Consistency teaches your body when to rest, when to wake, when to burn fuel, and when to restore. It reduces internal confusion and increases internal efficiency. Instead of dragging yourself through the day, you begin to feel a natural upward momentum, your body supporting you instead of fighting you. Your drive, the inner fire that pushes you to pursue goals, grow, and conquer challenges, also thrives on consistency. Drive is not an emotion, it is a muscle. And like any muscle, it strengthens through repetition. When you keep promises to yourself, even small ones, your brain begins to associate effort with reward. It begins to crave progress. It begins to hunger for growth. This creates a powerful feedback loop. The more consistent you are, the stronger your drive becomes. TBR. He's stronger. Your drive becomes. The easier consistency feels. This loop is what separates men who stay stuck from men who rise. Drive doesn't arrive magically, it is built through disciplined action repeated over time. Then there is emotional power. Many men don't realize how deeply their emotions are influenced by their daily habits. Hormones affect mood. Sleep affects emotional regulation. Nutrition affects brain chemistry. Movement affects stress relief. Purpose affects direction. When your habits are inconsistent, your emotional state becomes unstable. You feel good one day, drained the next bar, motivated for a moment, then overwhelmed again. But when your habits become steady, your emotional landscape becomes grounded. You begin to feel calmer, stronger, more centered. You don't react to stress the same way. You don't spiral into self-doubt as easily. You become emotionally powerful. Because your foundation is solid. Emotional power isn't about suppressing feelings, it's about having the internal strength to handle them without falling apart. Consistency also teaches patience, discipline, and resilience, qualities essential for long-term hormonal health and overall well-being. When you show up daily, even when you don't feel like it, you train your brain to value action over excuses. You build the mental toughness to push through resistance and the emotional maturity to stay committed. Over time, this creates a man who is steady, not perfect, but reliable, grounded, and unstoppable in his progress. The beautiful thing is that consistency doesn't require perfection. It doesn't ask for extreme effort. It simply requires showing up, even on bad days, even when the progress feels slow, even when the results aren't visible yet. The body keeps track. The mind keeps adapting, the spirit keeps strengthening. Consistency is a silent investment that pays life-changing dividends. And here is the secret: the moment you choose consistency, the transformation begins long before the results show. You feel a shift in your mindset, you feel a spark of hope, you feel the weight of self-neglect start to lift. Confidence grows quietly, energy builds slowly, drive strengthens steadily, emotional power roots itself deeply. And all of this becomes the fuel that restores your testosterone, your vitality, and your masculine identity. Your life changes when your habits change. Your habit bars change when you commit to consistency. And consistency becomes effortless the moment you understand that every small action is a vote for the man you want to become. And so, as you stand at this turning point in your life, remember this: nothing changes until you decide to change your habits. And everything changes once you do. Your body is waiting for your leadership. Your mind is waiting for your direction. Your spirit is waiting for your commitment. Every day you choose consistency, You are casting a powerful vote for your future self, the stronger you, the healthier you, the more confident, and unstoppable version of you. These habits aren't just routines. They are declarations. They tell your body, I am ready to rise. They tell your hormones, it's time to restore my strength. They tell your life, watch me become who I was meant to be. And with every consistent step, every night of real sleep, every moment of purposeful movement, every mindful bite of nourishment, every breath that calms your stress, every action rooted in purpose, you reinforce a new identity, a man who refuses to give up on himself. The results may start quietly, but they grow loudly. Stay consistent, stay committed, and soon you will look back and realize you didn't just reclaim your testosterone, you reclaimed your life.